Well, aren't these just the healthiest looking refugees I've ever seen? The most nourished, the most well kept, the cleanest, most well dressed refugees I've ever seen. I've never seen such stunningly healthy, good looking refugees in my life. Thank God America offered them refuge from South Africa. Thank God. They looked like they could not have even stood another day there. Thank God.
Okay, so they fled South Africa and landed in America as refugees. They left their country where they are citizens and they landed in America, the land of opportunity in quotes, as refugees. This is not your usual immigration story. Hi beautiful people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for stopping by, supporting your girl on this channel. So all credit goes to the creators in these videos. So guys, the US has just welcomed about 59 white South Africans, Afrikaners, right? That's what they are called, as victims of racial persecution. Now everybody is asking, is this compassion or is this just politics? Guys, we all know when Trump signed that executive order in February, right? I did a video of that on my channel in February, where it directed the US to prioritize white South Afrikaners for refugee status, and it claimed that they faced land seizures, racial discrimination, government hostility. Now let's fast forward to May 2025. Those Afrikaners, 59 of them, touched down in America and they have been granted asylum under that same order. Guys, let's see what these people have to say, because this is really interesting.
So the first group of white South Africans lands in the U.S. under Trump refugee plan. As per BBC, asked directly on Monday why Afrikaners' refugee applications have been expedited compared with other groups, Trump said a genocide was taking place and that white farmers specifically were being targeted. In the words of Donald J. Trump, quote, farmers are being unalive. They happen to be white, but whether they're white or black makes no difference to me, unquote. Obviously, it does make a big difference because the majority of all of these supposed refugees are all white. And according to Donald J. Trump and his administration, he said that the refugee applications for the country's Afrikaner minority had been expedited as they were victims of racial discrimination. The South African government has denied this, saying any allegations of persecution would not meet the threshold required under refugee law. So basically, fuck all the brown and black people that are coming across the southern border, and let's go ahead and welcome all the white refugees from South Africa. I think the 50501 movement has another protest on their hands.
Farmers are being killed. They happen to be white, but whether they're white or black makes no difference to me.
White South Africans arriving as refugees on a plane chartered by the State Department, a process that usually takes years.
Welcome. Welcome to the United States of America.
The president signed an executive order in February calling them victims of unjust racial discrimination from the country's black majority, something the South African government vigorously denies. While the administration also canceled temporary refugee status for as many as 14,000 Afghans already in the U.S., including many who served alongside the U.S. in the war. The welcome for white South Africans also in sharp contrast to another executive order the president signed the day he took office, suspending new refugee admissions for everyone else, including black Sudanese escaping genocide and Latin Americans fleeing violent gangs.
Some question whether Elon Musk played a role in winning refugee status for his fellow white South Africans, because he has repeatedly posted on his platform X about their
So their president, Cyril, called them cowards and said they fled instead of helping to rebuild the country, right? Activists are saying that, okay, you guys blocked people from Gaza and Sudan, but now you're making room, right? Where you say there is no room, you are making room for privileged white farmers. And people are talking, many people are saying they are not refugees, that they are just rich people running from progress, right? Because the black and brown refugees wait years and years before they even get that, even if they get the status, right, the refugee status. And now those folks just got it on a whim. They got a fast pass, guys. What do you think about this? Because all this, right, people are saying it looks like a white privilege.
To all of the South African Afrikaans refugees that are coming to America soon, I just want to let you know, as someone whose wife is Afrikaans, who's been to South Africa multiple times, you're gonna have a bad time. There's no white genocide happening in South Africa. You have crime that's happening as a result of racism-fueled generational economic inequality, the same thing that's happening in America. We're just a couple decades ahead of you on the unchecked capitalism timeline. But I have good news for you. You don't have to worry about the cheap exploited labor rising up against you anymore, because now that you're in America, you'll get to be the cheap exploited labor. If you were middle class or upper middle class in South Africa and you come to America, you're poor now. Like, really poor. You're not gonna have maids and gardeners and personal servants that you can pay $15 a day for. Now you get to be the cheap labor. But by all means, please come to America and experience the American capitalism that Elon Musk's been raving about to you. You'll probably love it. You know, what do I know? There's probably very little chance that you'll end up going back to South Africa in a year or two after realizing how overpriced and fucked up America is. I wouldn't even worry about that as a possibility. And if you think I'm being mean to these people because I think they're a bunch of racist, bigoted colonizers who wish they could go back to apartheid South Africa, it's just because I do think that. But to them, I say, welcome to the American dream. Please let me know when you've woken up from it.
Don't worry about these white South Africans coming here. They about to be the new help. You heard me. They are about to be the new help. They got rid of all the people tending the land. All the immigrants that were tending the land are gone. So what they about to do, replace them with the white South African workers. Y'all gonna be working to feed black folks. As y'all should. Get y'all asses over here and do y'all goddamn job. Y'all think y'all getting away from us. Y'all not. Y'all just gonna be working for us. Come on in the room. See, Trump knew he couldn't get our asses out there. There's no way in hell you're going to get black folks out there to work no kind of land. But he could say, hey, these South Africans are being suppressed. Their land is being taken away from them. They need to come over here and seek retribution. And get y'all asses in the field where the fuck y'all belong. Make sure y'all picking every fucking vegetable and don't miss out on anything. Y'all not getting away from black folks. Y'all going to be around us a lot more. And unlike the ones in South Africa, we don't give a fuck. You're not going to be able to call us colored. You're going to get your dome rocked. So be careful, tread lightly. And remember, we don't see you as African. We see you as colonizers of an apartheid. Welcome to America.
Last night I made a post about how Trump is using our federal tax dollars to fly South Africaners here under refugee status. And when I made the video, I was like, I don't think these people are actual refugees because they're white South Africans. And they have, what did I say, 3 times more wealth than the brown and black people that live in South Africa. And this comment caught me, like, I almost allowed myself to get wrapped up in this word refugee because I do teach refugees English. And so I didn't want to minimize anyone's experience if they were if they were actual refugees. But then I realized they're not. What's happening is these white people are the same as that Lily Gaddis bitch, right? They're saying they're getting persecuted racially because they're white and they can't be as racist as they want. So they're coming here where they can be more racist and as racist as they want because we have a president who allows that. They're not refugees. They're just spoiled white people who want to be racist. So Trump is flying them here, paying for their housing and their transportation, whatever else they need, and treating them like kings and queens on our dollar for no reason other than to create more white supremacy in this country. And who knows who these people are? They're definitely friends of Elon's. They definitely have a lot of money, which means they definitely have a way to make this country more fascist and more right-wing and more racist. And that's what's happening. So I appreciate this person, Luke, writing this comment because you kind of snapped me back into like, these people are not refugees at all. And I need to make that clear. Thank you.
So Donald Trump earlier this year stopped letting refugees come into the United States. However, undoubtedly he's making an exception. He's making an exception for white residents of South Africa to come in refugee status here in the United States. They've even got their first plane load coming, which the United States government has arranged for them. Now, I do believe that most of us, when they say the word immigrants or refugees or whatever, they think of everybody. But now it's been reduced to an exception for white people only. So, once again, if we don't believe that this immigration war specifically is against black and brown people, you're not paying attention.
Guys, I just want to know what you guys think about this in the comment section, because people are asking that were these people even vetted properly, right? Because it looked like it happened too fast. What am I even saying? It happened too fast. Or was this more of politics, right? Because it looks like it's about who gets to be seen as a real refugee, right? Or people are talking and saying that is the US asylum policy, is it racially based, right? And how this affects US South Africa relationship moving forward. Okay, because some people actually say, and I agree, that it can set a precedent for more racially selective refugee decisions. Guys, what do you think about this in the comment section? Because would these refugees have been accepted if the color of their skin was different, right? I'm sure you know what I mean. Or is this policy protection or preference, right? Guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. Drop your thoughts. Don't even hold back. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Thank you for listening. If you have found value in this video, please don't forget to like, share, and please subscribe. I'll see you in my next video. Please stay safe. Mental health is important. Ciao.